Hi everyone and welcome back. So today we're going to start developing a new project, a bit different to some of the other ones that we've had a look at. So what we're going to do first of all is load some extension blocks that I want you to look at, okay? So if we come down to this left hand side here, just at the bottom here, these are our extensions. And what happens is all of these add on extra coding blocks that you might want to use. So I'm going to click on this one here, this pen, okay? Now you'll spot this list of new blocks comes up. But if you are in your background, I'm just going to click on a background just to kind of show you. I'll go on that one just for a minute just to show you. If I'm on my background, I only have one block. Okay, so if you ever are struggling and think, oh, where are all those blocks gone? You just need to click on your sprite down here, okay, and it'll take you to all of them. Just to quickly clear that up. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of that backdrop just because it was just to show you. So let's get started. So during this activity today, what we're going to do is we're going to start developing a sprite that is actually going to help us draw on the screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pop over here to my new sprites and I'm going to go into the library and I'm going to look for, we'll go for all, but we're going to look for a pencil. Let's have a look all the way down. Might be able to find, let's have a look. It'll be in alphabetical order, you might see. So I'm just going to go all the way. There we are. Can you see the pencil here? So I'm just going to click onto this and I've got my pencil here. Okay. I'm also going to get rid of Scratch Cat. Okay. Well, actually, no, I'll keep him there because I'll ask him to do something later. So I'm going to put my pen here ready to start programming. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at the costume of this pencil. So I'm just going to pop up to costumes up here. Now I've got pencil A and pencil B. I don't want this pencil B, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create different pens of different colours. So if you are on an iPad or a tablet, you're going to hold down your finger on that pencil. If you're on a laptop or a computer, you're going to right click with your mouse and then you'll get this little menu that says duplicate, okay? Don't worry if that little menu doesn't appear straight away, okay? Just hold your finger down and it will appear. Or if you do get stuck, ask an adult to give you a hand, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this pencil. This is the yellow pencil, so whatever I colour with this one will be yellow. But what I want you to think of is using this fill button here to fill with a different colour, so it might be red, okay? So I'm going to have a yellow, a red. I'm going to duplicate again, hold down, duplicate. This time I think I'm going to have a blue, hold down again, duplicate, and I'm going to have a green. You can choose later any of the colours you want, okay? So follow this project for now, but later on what you can do is always go back and change those colours, but you'll have to change a little bit of the programming as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is if I've got pencils of different colour, at some point I know that I'm going to have to rub out, okay? So what I'm going to do is just create a little rubber. So what I'm going to do is take this top pencil here, okay, and I'm going to duplicate it. But this clever time, I'm going to use this rubber and I'm just going to rub out part of my pencil, just make it as neat as I can, like that. And I'm going to click on the little arrow and I'm going to bring that rubber down to the center. Oh, it's pulled the thing off, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to pull it down to the center, just so it's in the middle. So I've got the rubber. I'm going to pull that down here. Got my pencils. So all I did to pull that down to the bottom was I just clicked on it and dragged it. Okay. So I've got a yellow, a red, a blue, a green, and I've got my rubber. Okay. And the reason I put it in the middle of the page here is just so that when I'm controlling it, I know that it's where I want it to be. The rubber is where I want it to be. Okay. So the next challenge is going to be we're going to have a palette so that when we click on the palette, our pen colour is chosen. Okay, so I'm going to click on code for a minute. So I've got my pens. Don't think your pens have disappeared because your pen colours are in your costume here. Okay, what I'm going to do is create a little palette at the bottom here. So I'm just going to move those up there out the way. just click on them and drag them out the way. You can hide them if you want to for a moment. And I'm going to go onto my little cat down here, my sprite, and I'm going to go into my paint pot. Okay, so I'm just going to use, dead straightforward, I'm going to use the colours. So I know I had a green one. It doesn't have to be exactly the same colour as you chose before. And what I'm going to do is create a green square in the middle and then just move it so it's in the middle like that. Okay, try and make it not too big. You don't want it huge. Okay, so that's that one. I'm happy with that one. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to create a new colour. Okay, same thing, click on the square. I had a red one, I think it was red. This is where I need to go back and just double check. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So I'm going to draw my red one, roughly-ish the same size, in the middle. Okay. I'm going to pull them down here so I've got my palette. I've noticed that one's a little bit bigger, so I might go back and just tinker with that one. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to go and create my new one. I had a yellow one. So I'll go up to my bar. I pull my little line, my little slider here, look along, till I roughly have the same colour that I want. I'm going to draw myself a little square in the middle. Happy with that. Yellow. Now, because I've forgotten, I'm just going to go back to my pencil and just double check my costumes. So I've got yellow, I've got red, I've got green. It was blue. I haven't got blue. So I'm going to create a new... onto that. I'm going to create a blue. And it was like a dark royal blue. So there. I'm going to just put that in the middle. There. Right. So I've now got my cat sprite. He's going to maybe speak up here. I've got my pencil with my different costumes. So depending on what one I need to go and get, it's there. And I've got a rubber and I've got my palette down here at the bottom to create my different colours. Okay. You might even want to put black on there. That's totally up to you. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start programming these blocks, okay? These blocks, when they are clicked, they're going to send a message, okay? Send a message to the pencil that the pencil needs to change colour, okay? So I'm just going to click on code over here, and this is called something called broadcasting. It's like sending a text message. So the palette is sending a text message to the pencil, change colour, okay? So it's just like sending a text message. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over here. I am on, and this is where you have to be super careful. This is where you might go back and debug. I'm going to start with the green, okay, this first one. I'm going to pop over here to my events button, and I'm going to click on when this sprite is clicked, okay, because it's a sprite. Make that a bit bigger so you can see it. When this sprite is clicked, what do I want this to happen? I want it to, as soon as it's clicked, I want it to broadcast a message. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over, and it's just in the same line of programmable bricks here, but this is a message, and I'm going to change the message. So I'm on green, and I'm going to put change to green, and OK. I'll let you just have a look at that for a minute. Change to green. OK. The next thing I need to do, this palette is sending a message to the pencil. Okay, so I'm going to go and click onto the pencil-y rubber thing over here. Okay, and we've got to get this pencil to receive a message. It needs to know which costume it needs to be. Okay, so having a look here, we've sent a message. Can you see one of the bricks that says receive a message? How is it going to get that information? Let's have a look, have a quick look, see if you find it before me. Yep, there it is. So I'm going to pull that up, and I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so you can see it. When I receive the message, so when that pencil receives the message, change to green, what do you think we want it to do? Have a think. At the minute, it's on the rubber. Is that the right thing? Nah, well done. So you need to look at costumes. So this is where you need to check your costumes. Look, they're pencil A4. Pencil green. Okay, you can rename these, but I'm not going to do that. I want you to look and remember the number and letter A4. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to my code. When I receive change to green, I need to look different. I need to change my costume. So I'm going to go down switch costume. And if I remember, it was A3. So I'm just going to check. Ooh, no, A4. I was wrong. That's where I need to check. So when I receive this message, when I click the green... Oh, did you see what happened? Okay. When that pencil got the message, it created a green pencil. It's quite clever, isn't it, really? So now let's start thinking about the different pens and the different colours, because we do need to make sure that we send the message to the pen to tell it which colour to be. So what we're going to do now when we're programming, it's a lot of copying in terms of what we're going to do here. So here is the green palette, but we've got the red that's got nothing, the yellow that's got nothing, and the blue that's got nothing. So what I'm going to do is create this bit of code for the other colours. Okay, so I'm going to go to the red one first, and I've got when this sprite is clicked, broadcast change to, but I need to obviously change to red. So I'm going to jump onto here, I'm going to go over when this sprite is clicked, send broadcast a message, and this is where I do need to, I'm going to make this nice and big so you can see it. It needs to be a new message, and this is change to red. I'll just leave that there for a moment just so you can copy it down. Remember, pause this video at any point. If you're typing and you're trying to find those letters, don't worry, change to red. And then you click OK. Okay. So we've got the green one, change to green. We've got change to red. What do we need for this one? Have a think. Yeah, you've got it. When this sprite is clicked, broadcast, change to, and this is where you can do a little bit of debugging later on when you go, oh, my green pen is colouring in yellow. You need to make sure that you've got that information, that broadcast message right. So again, don't worry about me being a bit quicker at typing than you. Take your time and pause the video if you need to, just to pop in change to yellow. So we've got our green, change to green. Have you noticed how I keep going back and checking? Change to red, change to yellow. So I obviously need change to blue. You're right, yeah. Broadcast that message, make it a bit bigger so you can see it. Change to new message, change to blue. There we are. If you do spell something wrong, it's not going to have much of an effect, by the way, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to head back to my pencil now. So we've got this bit of code here. When I receive the message change to green, I'm going to switch my pencil to the green one and I'm going to set the colour to green. So I want you to be thinking about what we might have to do next. So we have, we've done the broadcasting part of the palette, but we need the pencil to know which colour to be when it gets the message, and also we need it to be the correct costume. So we've done the green one, so we're going to copy this bit of code here for the different colours. Okay, now there's one thing I'm going to get you to do before, because it just makes it a lot easier. I want you to just head over to your costumes here, and I want you to look at all your different pens. Okay, what we need to do, just to be a bit more accurate, is we need to get this pen nib to be right on the cross in the middle. So this is how we do it. Okay, so I'm just going to grab hold of that. I'm going to grab hold of this. I'm going to just quickly cover it, and I'm going to move the tip of my pen like that. Okay, so the tip is right on the edge there. I'm going to do it again for the next costume, so if you've missed that, look again. I'm going to go to my next costume. I'm going to convert to bitmap. I'm going to draw a box around my work, and I'm going to pull it up. If you're on an iPad, you can just select the item, okay? So I'm going to convert to bitmap. I'm going to grab my pencil, draw a box around it, move it up to the point. And the same for the green one. Convert to bitmap, draw a box around it. There we are. And it just means that wherever the little pointer is, we've got the pen in the right place. I'm going to just do the same to the rubber. I think that should be okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, just there, like that. Okay, so it means now, if I go back to my pen, go back to my code, so I'm just going up here, look, that when I get my pen to draw, it's going to be in the correct place. So let's look back at this code. Okay, remember, pause it and just have a go at it if you find it a little bit tricky. Okay, don't give up. So when I receive, change to green, switch costume, and change pen color. You'll understand why I've done this in a minute. So I'm going to go and get my buttons again. I'll show you a quick way of doing this in a minute. So when I receive, I'll do change to blue. What am I going to do? I'm going to change my costume, switch to, let's just check which one was blue, A3. Look carefully there, look, tells you. And then I've got to set the colour to, set the pen, there's my pen, set colour to blue. Now this is the clever bit. Look, I want to change this colour. I'm going to go and click on here, and then I'm going to go over to my blue, so the blue's the same. Okay, go back again. Now I'm going to do red. When I receive red, go to switch my costume. I'm going to check what colour red is. A2, and then pen. We notice how it's the same pattern of bricks. Set pen colour. I'm going to go and choose my red. Just tidy this up a bit so it's all underneath each other. And then finally, a quick way of doing this. It's a bit of a trick. You can go back and get them if you want, but if you right click or hold down on this button, you can see duplicate, and then it just gets that code again. So when I receive, we've got, I think it's yellow now. So when I receive yellow, I'm going to go and get yellow, and I need to switch to pen. So it's just a matter of changing it A. So when I click test it out, this is where you debug. So if you find that when you've got your red pen, your pen is actually blue, you need to look at the switch costume color, okay, here, and just change it. And that's an easy bug to fix, okay. So now I've got my pen the color that I want it to be. What I'm going to do is tell it to draw when I want it to, okay. So for this, if you notice, I've gone back to my original color. I start with the yellow pen, so that's the one I'm going to do. So this is all going to happen whenever I want it to happen, okay, when I click. But what we want to do is we want the pen to draw when we want it to draw. We don't want it to scribble all over the place. So we're going to use this event button, and we're going to go to this flag, and we're on the pen. You notice the sprite that we're on here? This is where you need to make sure you click on the pencil. I'm going to start building this code here. So when I click the page, I want the page to be clear. Okay, as soon as anything I've drawn, if I click on that flag, I want to be able to start my work again. So I'm going to go over here, down to the bottom, pen, and I'm going to use the erase all. So whenever I click this, that page, whatever's on there, is going to be cleared. Okay. I'm also going to say whenever we start again, I always want to start with this yellow pen because that's my first pen. So I know that was costume A. Okay, I've just gone and checked that. So I'm going to go over to my looks, and I'm going to say always costume, switch costume to, always start on A because I know that's my first pen. Okay, and we know that pen is going to be the yellow pen, set pen color. So just look where I went at pen, set pen color, and remember I can click on here. I don't have to go searching in here. I can just click on that little color, go over to my yellow block. So at the beginning of the game, whatever happens, I'm going to just show you. If I click on that flag, if I'm on blue, whenever I start this game, it will always be yellow. So this is the clever bit. This is the bit that we need, because what we want this pen to do is follow the mouse pointer. Wherever our mouse pointer goes, we want to be able to draw and control. Okay. Now, this is the bit we want. We are going to use this loop, a forever loop, because we always want this to happen. Whenever you put the pen down, you carry on going until I tell you to stop. Okay, this loop. So I'm going to pop that loop at the bottom. Inside this loop, this is the command for the pencil. This is what we're going to tell it to do. Always when I ask you to, I want you to follow and go to the mouse pointer. So, and the mouse pointer is this little arrow, can you see? So follow the arrow across, we're going to go up to, and then we've got this, if we go down, go to random position, but we can change it, look, mouse pointer. Okay, so just look at what I did, I just changed it in the menu there. Go to mouse pointer. So if you find yours isn't working, just check that you've selected that bit there. Okay. Now we're going to put what we call a conditional statement in. If my pen is down, I want you to draw. Otherwise, I want you to take the pen off. So it's like you when you're writing, when you're doing each separate letter, you take the pen off between. If you kept that pen on, you would be doing joined writing. Otherwise, if you go from word to word, you'd then be scribbling all over your page. So we want to be really, really clear that we want this pen to go up and down when we choose it. So we're going to go over and we click on this one here. If the pen is down, then colour in, otherwise don't. So we use this condition. Okay, so we stick this, look, can you see how it lets me put it in? Grab it and stick it in. So forever, follow the mouse pointer. If, and this is where we need to put the pen down, so watch. This is a new block we haven't used before. Censor. If not touching, I'm looking for mouses, there it is. If the mouse is down, can you see the shape fits in here? So I'm going to pull it in and I'm going to just plonk it in there. If the mouse is down, then you're going to put the pen down. Otherwise, the pen's going to go up. So we fill these bits in. So it's like choices. So if your teacher says to you, if it's raining outside, what do you do? I put my coat on. Otherwise, I don't wear my coat. Okay. So I'm going to go and find this pen block here and I'm going to say pen down. Make sure you put it in the right place. And pen up. So I'm just going to let you look at that again. Pause if you need to. And we'll read through. When we click the flag, it's going to clear the page. Oh, you can see something happening there. I'm just going to press stop. We're going to clear the page. We're going to go to our first pen. We're going to set the colour. But when our mouse is down, the pen will draw. Otherwise, the pen won't. So press the flag and see what happens. Okay. Now, I did this before. My pen is drawing, but it is. So I'm going to click on a different colour in a minute. Okay. I need to program that. I can't see what's happening at the moment. So a very, very quick win here is I'm going to just go down to my backdrop. I'm going to click onto my paintbrush. Watch where I am. Convert to bitmap. And I'm going to go and get my paint pot. I'm going to colour my background black. There. Right. Let's see. So now I'm going to click on my pencil. Click on my code. Now let's see. When my pen is down, I'm going to draw a little picture. There we go. I'm going to press stop. Okay. When I press start, did you see how it cleared it again? So I'm just going to say, see if I can do it slowly. You know, so I'm trying to do joined up writing here with my mouse, but you can do it if you're on an iPad or tablet. You can just do it with your finger. Hello. There we go. So experiment when you're doing this. I've noticed that if I press stop, the pen color will change. I'm just going to bring my pen down here. Okay, so we have programmed the right colors. When I press play, my yellow is on, but it doesn't always pick that color up. So what I'm going to do is just click on when I receive the message, and you'll spot that the color is blue. If I click on green, you receive that message to change to green, yellow, and red. So you can start developing your own little picture. And if you want to start again, press stop and start again. Okay. Might be better if you're on an iPad or laptop where it'll just select the colour and you can just click on here. If I press stop, you can see that it is changing it. Let's pull the pen down. Okay, so have fun with that. We haven't added in the rubber yet, so that's something that I'll show you on a different project, but that's something to think about that you can have a go as at next challenge. So if you're doing this at home, maybe think about what you could do if you wanted to add in any other colours. You could also possibly, if you wanted to, create another background. So I'm just going to go and look for a background, possibly maybe something like underwater. I'll click that one. And you could have a go at creating and drawing a fish on that background. Okay, so you could choose your colour, red, and you could create extra bits of design in your background. I've still got a blue pen, so I'll click on red. You can add some extra coral in. It's totally up to you. You can add any idea that you want. Okay, hope that has worked for you. Let me know if there's any issues and I can problem solve for you and I can give you some ideas of what you can do. So this is the extra challenge area. This is what I want you to think about because there's parts of this program I really like and parts of it that annoy me a little bit, to be honest. So these are things you can think about, and it's really the idea that I'm just going to press stop here, that when I click on the different colours, I want it to be a bit more reactive. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some abstraction, it's called. I'm going to take out the bits here that work and the bits that don't. So I'm just going to pull this bit off here and I'm going to say, well, I don't really want this bit here because I want to be more specific about the pen colour that I choose without having to click over here. So I'm going to take that bit off and just get rid of it. And I'm going to say when I'm going to change this bit as well. Okay, so I'm going to take that bit off, that I'm going to have a little bit more control, that when I press the space bar on my keyboard, that it will erase all. So I'll have like a rubber. Whatever happens, the space bar will be the eraser. Now, what I want to happen is I want to be a bit more specific, that when these specific colours are clicked, that the pen automatically changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this code and I'm going to plonk it onto each of these different areas. So I'm going to duplicate it. Remember, right click or hold down with your finger on the code at the very top. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just put that back in there. I'm going to duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put these bits on to the top. So all you're doing is taking the program that you've already written and just having a little bit of a play around. Just because it's not as quick at reacting to the way I want it to. So when I click now, I'm going to press stop. So the last little bit, I'm just going to press the spacebar and clear my screen. I want the code to stop running when I choose it to, so I can click my new pen. Okay, so this is an extra little thing that you can add in that I quite like. So I'm just going to go up here to my events and I'm going to click on to when the spacebar is pressed, but I'm going to turn the spacebar into S. Okay, that S is going to be for stop the program running. I'm going to move over here and I'm going to move down, 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 down. It's in your control buttons here. And you can see at the very bottom, stop all. Okay. Okay. So all I'm doing is sticking that, on there. Get rid of that one. I don't need that. So when the spacebar is pressed, we're going to erase all. When I click S, it's going to stop the program running. So I'm going to go and click, get my pen, bring it down here. I'm on blue. So I'm going to colour in blue. Like so. Press S on my keyboard. Stops that program running. I'm going to go and click another pen. Press S. I'm going to go and click green. S. Yellow. Okay, and then press spacebar and I can clear the screen. Okay, if you want to go in and you decide that that pen width is too small for you, you can go back into your pen and you can say set pen, change pen size by, or set pen size to, and you can just plonk that in. So I could have 10, set pen size 10, and you'll notice now when I click on my, I'm going to stop, when I click on my red, my pen is a lot thicker, and when I click on, I'm going to press S for stop the code. There you go. Have fun and see what you creative little pictures you can come up with.